All of everything you saw, I picked from my Octoly store, so it was all sent to me, complimentary. Now for my final thoughts on all of the Lancome lip products. I'm going to first start off with the Matte Juicy Shaker. This is actually what I have on right now. It's the closing swatch for you in Yummy Pink. Now reading up on the matte shakers, to be honest, I didn't know what to expect because it has that hydration in it that's just like the original ones. So when you first put it on your lips, you still see this almost like a gloss hybrid appearance where you have a little bit of a matte, but you still have that comfort of like a regular lipstick. So as it starts to dry down, it dries down, but it doesn't dry down completely. You still have a slight sheen, very slight sheen to your lips. Now throughout the day, the sheen starts to wear off, but it still feels comfortable on the lips. I love that. That is the number one thing I like about the matte shakers. It starts to wear off and then it's comfortable on the lips. So if you wanted to even reapply it, you could. And then that starts to dry down a little bit and it's fine. It does like a stain effect. So I think that's where that whole liquid concept is coming into play. Because as it starts to wear off, I have a stain on my lips. Now when I did the swatch on my hand, this swatch was still pink stained on my palm until the next morning. Showered, everything, it still was stained. So the stain that is left on your lips is hella strong. Hella strong. The only problem is, what color stain do you want? There is a lot of colors. There's some pinks, there's some reds, there's some corals, there's all types of fun spring, summer colors, I like to say. They're just so pretty. Now on to the Rouge Absolue lipsticks. Those come in 44 shades. That's a lot of colors. You've got, again, a whole family of ranges. You have reds, you have plums, oranges, dark colors, and it is curated by Lisa Eldridge, their creative director. So she just went in and kind of revamped that entire line. I wouldn't consider the lipsticks like a new product. They've had these Rouge lipsticks before. What is new is that they tweaked the formula. So they have this addition of like vitamin E, and they have their own proprietary formula where it's like a moisture binding ingredients to adhere to the lips. So that way when you are wearing the lipstick, again, it's comfortable, like the matte shaker. Lipstick cases are actually a redesign of jewel cases from the actual founder of the brand. So I think that's a really nice personal touch. Another point I want to make is when I was swatching all of the lipsticks as well as wearing them, they all have that soft rose scent to it. It's not an unpleasant scent to me, but if you are sensitive to smell, you will notice it's a soft scent. It's not overpowering. It's not alarming. Again, to my nose, it's not, but I just want you to know that in case you are sensitive to smell. Real quick, I just want to do a quick rundown of the shades. The first one you saw, 132. Caprice. This is that deep red. Now this is a cream formula. The formula as far as a cream, it's not a thick cream. It's not goopy where it feels like, oh, I have a lot of lipstick on my lips. It's not like that. I think it's very reflective and it's a very comfortable, smooth formula. So that's how I would describe it as far as a creamy lipstick. It's a mid-tone shade red. It's not bright, but then it's also not like a deep red. I would consider this a blue-based lipstick. I think it's very flattering on multiple skin tones. The next lipstick was a sheer formula, and this is the 202 Nude and JOUR, which I'm probably butchering up the names. First initial thoughts when I looked at that, I was like, whoa, that's a nude on me. But when I put it on, first layer, it's pretty sheer. So I started to build it up, and how I've been wearing it is kind of just how much of an intense color I want on my lips. I feel that if you are fair skin, you're actually going to see a lot more of the peach color coming out. And then as it starts to go deeper down in skin tones, it's like a peachy pink shade. So on my skin, my medium dark skin, when I went up to like 4 layers, it was really like a pink on me. It has a high shine, almost like a hybrid of a gloss and a lipstick, but it's a thin texture. And it's very comfortable again on the lips. The third shade is 378, which is Rose Lancome. This might be another shade that it's going to be a lot more brighter on you depending on your skin tone. So very fair skin, it's going to be very loud on you. But on me, it just turned into, it's like I don't know, I can't even describe it. On me, it was like a borderline, like right in the middle. You can see a pink, you can see that purple. It's very flattering, I feel, on a darker skin. This matte formula is different than the matte juicy shakers. It's still like a thin, lightweight texture. I don't feel a lot on my lips, but it also doesn't dry all the way down either. It starts to wear off, but it's not a strong stain. I would say that is the biggest thing between the regular bullet lipsticks in the matte formula versus like the matte shakers. This will at least leave a stain that, first off, you don't need a stick of dynamite to get off at the end of the night, but it's going to wear off, but you're going to need to start to reapply it again. And then the last shade is a 397, which is Berry Noir. This is another matte formula. It's a berry shade. It's not a dark, vampy, like blackberry shade, but it's like, it's another mid-tone rose, mauve, plum shade. Same characteristics as the previous matte lipstick I just mentioned. It's going to wear off. You know, I recommend that you're going to have to reapply it throughout the day. Again, it's not going to stain the lips, but you will need to reapply it. I would love to know your thoughts on all the swatches that you saw, the shades. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? What formula do you think that you naturally see yourself gravitating to? And I would also like to know if there's any of this stuff that you already own. How is it working out for you? What shades do you have? What are the must shades that we all need to be taking a look at? And with that, dear friends, I am done for today. I want to thank you very much for stopping by and watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Good night.